All right, you guys. So we are going live in YouTube, and we should be live in just a few seconds. If you're not subscribed to the Builderall USA YouTube channel, you should. You should jump into the Builderall USA YouTube channel when you get a chance, and just go ahead and subscribe to that channel, and you will get updates every time I go live with new training. And I go live in there quite a bit. I do Wednesday morning training. I do the boot camps live on YouTube, and there's other trainings that I do, including the Tuesday night training. So if I were you, I would find that Builderall USA YouTube channel and subscribe to it, and then it will give you notifications of when I'm going live with the training. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the hidden gems that are in Builderall tonight, because that's what I want to show you. Builderall has so many features, and of course the flagship product of Builderall is our Pixel Perfect Builder, and you can do amazing things inside that Pixel Perfect Builder. And there's so many tips and tricks and tools and features and everything in that builder that it's easy to forget what else Builderall has. So that's what I wanted to show you tonight. So we're going to jump in and take a quick look at 3 different items. We're going to look at the social proof tool. We're going to look at browser notifications, and we're going to look at this really cool thing called the Facebook auto answer. It's going to change the way you think about Facebook. So let's go ahead and get started first with social proof, because it's a pretty cool one. So if you guys have ever seen on a website, when you go to buy something, or you're looking around to just kind of investigate the site, or it's even a site where you sign up for a lead magnet, there might be a form or something for you to fill out. And then all of a sudden on the bottom left-hand side, usually, there's a little pop-up that says, so-and-so just signed up, or so-and-so just bought our product, or so-and-so just signed up for our newsletter. But it's a little social pop-up that just kind of pops up and tells you what everybody is doing, whether they're buying something or they're signing up for something. And we actually have that tool inside of Builderall. So I'm going to show you tonight how we can actually set that up and use it for our website. So that's called the social proof tool, and it's just that little pop-up that comes up on the screen to show people that you've just signed up for something, or somebody bought something, or something like that. It's actually really a cool feature. So let's jump in and see how to use that, how to add that to our website. So I'm going to go to share, and then share again, and I'm just sharing our screen. And here I am in my test account, and I'm going to move this window out of the way real quick. And I'm going to show you how to add that. But the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and go into one of my test sites. So I'm going to go into Builders, and then Pixel Perfect, and then My Sites. And when I get my site list there, I'm going to go ahead and find a website I built called Playground. So here's my playground right here. It's just an empty site that I use to test all of my features. It's a great way to test things. You can delete things, you can delete pages, you can add pages, you can add layouts, delete layouts, whatever you want to do, and use this as your playground to test features. So we're going to use this one, and I'm going to go ahead and click Edit. And I'm going to open up the editor so I can start using it. And it opens up to a page that doesn't have anything on it, because the last time I used it, I guess I just left that page blank, which is great. That gets us ready for today. So now I've got my website builder open, and I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and I'm going to take a look at that social proof tool. Get there, I'm going to go to apps, and then I'm going to scroll down until I find social proof. And I'm going to go ahead and click that and open it up. And I'm going to jump in right quick and take care of some microphones. You guys watch your microphones for me, would you please? It's okay if you ask questions to turn the microphones on, but as I'm teaching, go ahead and keep them off so that it doesn't distract from the noise. Because what it does is it pulls away from my microphone and then goes back to me, so you can't hear me for a little bit. So I went ahead and turned microphones on, and you guys watch those for me if you would. So I'm going to click share again. And now we're in our social proof tool right here. And I've got a couple that I've pre-made already, but for you guys, I'm going to show how to create one from scratch. So I'm going to click create a campaign. And this box pops up here, and I have to fill out a few things. The first one is the name of the campaign. So we're going to call this Shelly's Tuesday Night Training. And then it asks what type. Is it going to be a contact form, or is it going to be an e-learning user registration? So I can use this for a form inside of Builderall. I can use it for the contact form, the email marketing form, the checkout form, or I can even use it for e-learning registration. For this example tonight, I'm going to use it for just a contact form. And then I can choose the logo that's going to go with it. And down here is an example of what this pop-up looks like. So I need to upload a logo. So I'm just going to click Choose File. And then from here, I'm going to choose my Builderall Viva logo and click Open. And that's going to add it to this little pop-up right here in that little circle picture. So then it says Show More button. Show More button allows the user to open a list of users and take a look at the last few users that signed up. You can check mark that if you want to do that, and it adds this little More button right here. I actually don't like that feature, so I'm going to turn it off. And then for mobile devices, do you want to enable this pop-up if somebody's looking at your website on your mobile device, on their mobile device? I always click yes, because I want it to show up even if they're looking at it from their mobile phone. And then the campaign description, I can type out any description I want to here. This social proof pop-up is super cool. There we go. And now I get to choose the theme. Do I want it white, or do I want to choose a darker color? And it shows me an example of what the darker color looks like. Do I want blue? So there's the blue color. I really like the blue, so I'm going to keep it blue. But there's lots of other colors you can choose from. There's white, dark blue, orange, and green. All right, once I get that set up, I'm going to click Save. And it should create my new campaign for me. And there it is right there, Shelly's Tuesday Night Training. Now there's a couple things I can do once I create this and I've filled out all those forms. I can choose to edit it anytime I want and change the settings. I can choose code, and when I click that, it gives me a bunch of code that I'm going to need to add this to my website. I'll show you how to do that in a second. If I click this button, it shows me the clients that have actually signed up for this already. And if I show you a different one that I did and click clients, you can see that I've had several clients when I was doing testing that actually sign up for this particular social proof. And then the last one is remove. If I want to remove this, I can actually click this button and it will remove this social proof from my list. So the first thing I want to do before I actually get the code is show you how you can edit. So I'm going to click edit, and I can edit any of the things that I've already set up, but I can also do translation. Translation just means that I can change the default text items that are in that social proof pop-up. So right here, it says new action description, and it says just purchased an account. And if you'll notice right here in the very bottom corner, it says just purchased an account. Well, I may not have it set up for a checkout. I may have it for just signing up for a newsletter. So I can change that text to just signed up for our newsletter. So now I've changed that text, and you can see it down here at the bottom. Just signed up for our newsletter. So it's actually amazing what you can do. And then this area is old action description. And I can put the same thing, just signed up for our newsletter. And then we've got the word, we change that word. And from, we can actually change that word. We can change minutes ago. So this says 1 minute ago. We can actually change that word. Hours ago, days ago, months ago, years ago. Who, we can actually add who. What, we can add the word what and show that. And the form table header from, we can show that. And the when table we can show. So what did they do? If I uncheck this, that takes that what did they do. So they just signed up for a newsletter. We can take that off if they want to. And then we can actually take that off. If we don't want to show where they're from, we can actually take that off. We don't have to show it. And then when, we can actually take that off so it doesn't show when they signed up. So let's go ahead and leave them all on for now. And then I'm going to click save. And now it saves all my changes. And I'm ready again to go ahead and add it to my website. So let's go ahead and grab the code and do that. So I'm going to go to the code area. And this is my code right here. The first set of codes is for data collection. So I'm going to add this script on the page where my form is at, where I'm getting the information. So if I have a form that I'm collecting the name and the email, I'm going to put this script on that page. The second line of code is put on the page where you want the social proof pop-up to show. And yes, they can be on different pages. So that's another neat thing about this, is you can have one piece of code on the place where you're collecting the data, and then another piece of code on a different page where you want to show the pop-up. And then the last piece of code is the code where you want to put the table of the people that actually signed up. So you can show who were the last few people that signed up. Because I actually don't like showing the people who use it. So what I do to make this super simple for me, instead of bouncing in between the windows, is I open up a notepad, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy the first script, and I'm going to paste it into my notepad. And then I'll copy the second script right there, and I'm going to paste it into my notepad. And then the third script I can copy right there, and then I'm going to paste it into my notepad. So I've got all 3 lines of script copied into my notepad, and they're ready to go. And now I can go back into my HTML editor, and this is just a blank page. Of course, you would have your page decorated and designed exactly the way you want to with the colors that you want to use. So we'll pretend like this is a beautiful site, and all I have to do is add my social proof. To do that, I'm going to go to plus, and then I'm going to go down to apps, and I'm going to choose the HTML code box. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go ahead and right-click that box and go to edit. When I do that, it's already got code in there, but I can just take that code out by just clicking in there and deleting it. And now I'm going to grab all of my code from here, except for that last one. I don't want the last one. So I'm going to get the first line and the second line. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into that HTML code box. And then I'm going to click confirm. That's great. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually decide where I want this thing to show up on my page. So I can click it and drag it over here. I can click and drag it over here. I can put it anywhere I want to, but I'm going to show you my favorite way to put it in the place where I want it. And that is to right-click this box and go to Pin Element. When I click that, I get this really neat little Pin at Corners box. So I'm going to choose Pin at the Border. Excuse me. And that means that I can pin it on any border around the edge of my website. I like it at the bottom left, so I'm going to click bottom left. And now, no matter where I scroll on my website, this box is going to appear on the bottom left. And I've got some horizontal and vertical spacing options. So if I want it just a little bit away from the side, I can kind of move it over a little bit. And then vertically, I can move it up a little bit. And that gives me a little bit of spacing, so it's not all the way up against the left edge, or it's not all the way down at the bottom edge. I really like the spacing of that, so I'm going to go with it. So now I've got my HTML box created. It is actually pinned to the bottom left-hand side. And now I need to create an opt-in form so I can start collecting data. So I'm going to go to plus, and I'm going to go to email marketing form, and I'm going to click this one right here. It's just as good as any. And I'm going to be collecting email and first name, but I have to connect this to Mailing Boss so that I am able to have a place to put the information. So I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to go to configure. And I'm going to choose one of my mailing lists. So I'll just choose this one right here. And now I'm connected to Mailing Boss and ready to go. So believe it or not, this is actually ready to start filling out and collecting information so that I can get my pop-up. So I'm going to click save and then save again. And now what I'm going to do is actually go to the public layout, and I'm going to take a look at what my live website looks like. So to do that, I'm going to go back to my site list. So I'm going to go to Builders, Pixel Perfect, and My Sites. And I'm going to find that playground, right? Before I do that, I need to make sure I click save and then save again, because save is your friend. And you want to make sure you've got all your changes that you made. And now I'm going to go back to my playground site. And right there it is. I'm going to go to the live version. I've already published this. So I'm going to go to the live version and take a look. And there it is. Oops, right there. And it's going forward to Google. So let me check and see what's going on with that page. I think I might have some code in there. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to create a new page. So add a page and blank page. And there we go. And we'll call this home 2 and confirm. What I'm going to do is make home 2 my home page. So let me find it and go to settings and make it my home page and save. Great. Save and save. Fantastic. And now I'm just going to do the same thing I did just a minute ago. I'm going to add a form just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and right click and go to configure. And I'm going to connect it to Mailing Boss. There we go. I'm going to pull my footer down a little bit to make space for my HTML box. So I'm going to go to plus and then apps and HTML. There's my trusty box. I'm going to right click it and go to edit. Remember, I take all the code out and add my new code in. And that's the first line and the second line of script that I'm given in the social proof area. Then I'm going to click confirm. I'll stretch my box out a little bit. And then I'm going to right click it and go to pin element. And I'm going to pin at the border at the bottom left hand side. Then I'm going to create a little bit of horizontal space there, little vertical space there. And now I've just recreated that exact page. And I'm going to click save and then save again. And now let's see if our page is live and we can take a look at it. So I'm going to close that initial window there. I'm going to go back and click playground again. And there's our live page. It was forwarding because I had done some testing earlier and it had some wacky code in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fill out this form, and then I'm going to go back to the page and see if it does the pop-up. Because right now I haven't entered any data. So that pop-up looks like it's not even there. But I have to add data first. So I'm going to go ahead and add a name. So I'll now add Charlie, which is my kitty cat, and I'll add a fake email. So I got charlie@bestkitty.com and then get instant access. And so it goes to that next page. And let's look at the original page now. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to just reload that page. And let's see if our social proof pops up here. There it is right there. So Charlie from Cleveland just signed up for our newsletter. So that's how easy it is, you guys, to set up that pop-up. And it is actually super duper easy to set it up and make it start working. And I love the fact that it cycles through all of your people that sign up. So it'll keep popping up as your people sign up. And it will keep track of who signed up and kind of do it in that order as well. So now let's take a look at what happens if we do a couple little changes and we take a look at it again. So I'm going to go back to my social proof app. So I'm going to go to apps and I'll go to social proof. And here's my Tuesday night training social proof. And I'm going to go to edit. And here I'm going to go ahead and enable the show more button. So it's going to have that little more right there in the bottom. And I'm going to click save. And now it's actually ready to go. If I go back here and refresh, it's going to pop up again, but it's going to have the little more button. And when I click the more button, it actually shows the last few people that signed up. But you can see it's in a really wonky looking little box, and it's just not very pretty, and you don't have a lot of control over it. So that's why I don't like to show the last few that signed up. This is a social proof app, so it's good enough to have it pop up to show that people have signed up. So to change that back, I can just go back to my social proof tool, go to edit, and just uncheck it, and then click save. Now, what if I want to go in and make stuff disappear? I can click edit, and remember I can go to translation, and these are the things that I can choose to not show. So right here, maybe I don't want to show when they last signed up. So I'm going to check mark that, the when, and I'm going to click save. And now I can actually go in to the live version and refresh it again. And we'll see if that change got in there. So let's check and see when it pops up. Oh, it didn't get it. So let me refresh it again. But you have, it's still got 3 minutes to go. So you may have to give it a few minutes to actually catch the change. But it is amazing the control you have on how this thing looks, what information is in there, and how it shows to the potential customers that you have to entice them to sign up for your website. So we have a couple more things we can change. Remember, I can go into edit and change any of these words right here. And then I can choose to show or not show these particular items. If I make a change, I need to make sure I click save, and that will save it so that those new changes show up when it starts popping up. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in to stop share and find out what you guys think about that. What do you think about that social proof thing? Is that pretty cool? Let's see, I don't see anybody's camera. Are you guys alive in there? Hey, Chip. Hey, Jasmine. You can turn your microphones on and let me know what you think about the social proof tool, because it's pretty cool. I want to hear a woohoo.
Jazz hands.
Good. Yeah, this is one of those hidden gems, you guys. If you bought this separate from Builderall, you would pay anywhere from about 20 bucks a month to 50 bucks a month. And you guys get it included with whatever plan you have. So it's an amazing tool, and it's included in Builderall, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that you can change the colors, you can change the design, you can change what it says. So it's just really, really cool and super duper easy to set up. So that's the social proof tool. Now let's talk about browser notifications, because another thing that you need to do once you get people on your site is to be able to stay in contact with them. So you can capture their email, just like I showed you in the opt-in form a minute ago, but you can also do something called browser notifications. And browser notifications are a way to send messages through the internet straight to a person's browser, so that it pops up and actually says, hey, you got a message. And you can give them a link that they can click or information that they need to know, such as I might have a browser notification set up so that when you sign up for my browser notifications, I can send you a notice that I'm about to start training, and it will pop up on your internet browser while you're on your computer. So you don't have to go check your email. You don't have to go check Facebook. All you have to do is be on the internet, and it pops up and tells you, hey, Shelly's fixing to go online. Jump on with me and let's do this. Right? So it's a really neat way to stay in touch with people and alert them of things coming up. So let's see how to set that up.
One question, Shelly. One question. Hello.
Hi.
Can you make a different registration time with different people? One people is after 1 hour, the other one day, the other in 5 hours. That the social proof is not always 1 hour. That it will be different times.
Yeah, if Jasmine signs up right now, she will have done it like at this moment. But if I signed up 2 hours ago, it will pop up and say Shelly signed up 2 hours ago. So it actually keeps track of the time, which is fabulous too. But here's the thing though, when you're first starting, there's not very many. So it doesn't cycle through very many users that have signed up. but it's okay. Just keep working and you'll get more people signed up, and it will cycle through them as more people sign up. So at first, it doesn't look like there's very many, but they'll cycle through as you get more people that will sign up for your newsletter or sign up to for your membership site or something like that. So you can keep working on building the number of people that are showing on that social group. It's actually pretty cool. But let's go ahead and jump into browser notifications and let's see how to use that one. So I'm going to click my share, and I'm going to go right here on the dashboard, and I'm going to go down to browser notifications, and I'm going to click that. And this is where I can set up the browser notifications. And I've already got one set up here, but let's do a brand spanking new one. So I'm going to click create campaign, and I've got a few things to fill out on here. So the first thing is I need to create a name for my campaign. So I'm going to call this Shelly's Tuesday Night Notification. Fantabulous. And the website URL, when they click it, where do you want them to go? So I'm just going to put in, I don't know, builderall.com. So builderall.com. And then there's a redirect after they subscribe. So once they say, yes, I want to subscribe, do you want to send them to a particular page? You can check mark that, or you can uncheck it. You don't have to redirect them somewhere, but if you want to, all you do is check mark it, and then you put the URL of where you want them redirected. Then the next thing you get to do is choose the pop-up size. So the first one is big, and that's this one right here. If you don't want it quite that big, you can go medium. So that's the size right here. If you don't want it that big, you can go small, and that's the size right there. I happen to like the big one because I want it just right up in their face. So there it is right there. And then the title of it. So right here it says desktop notifications. We can change that. So I can say sign up for notifications. There we go. Sign up for notifications. And then the invite text, which is right here, we can change that to say whatever we want to. And I'm going to change that. Get notifications when the Builderall Diva goes online to train. Fabulous. So we've added that text, and it says get notifications when the Builderall Diva goes online to train. So the next area is the invite image. So I can actually choose any image I want to go in this area right here. So I'm going to choose my file, and I'm going to choose the Builderall Diva image, and I'm going to click open. And now you can see I've got the Builderall Diva right there. And then the accept label, that's this one right here. What do you want to put in there? You can leave it enable notifications, or you can label it whatever you want to. Just hover over that and highlight it, and then type in your own text. And then the decline label, which is this one right here, you can actually change that text as well. And then you can change the button colors. So this background color right here, the gray, you can change that. The button color right here, you can change that. So you don't have to stick with the default colors. You can change those. So we filled everything out, and now I'm going to click done. And it's added, so yay me. And so there's my Tuesday night notifications, browser notification. And now I've got some things I can do with it. The first one is I can click edit and change any of the settings that I already changed. The second button is the code. I can click this, and that gives me the code I need to be able to add this to my website. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. The next one is subscribers. If I want to see who subscribed so far, I can actually, or not who, but how many. I can actually take a look at how many subscribers I have for this browser notification. The next one is the push notification. I can click there to set up my notifications. And there's many different ways I can send out. I can send a message out now. I can send it out later. I can delay the message for a certain time after they subscribe. I can schedule a message, or I can actually look at my message history here. So lots of options in sending messages. And then the last one, if I don't want that one anymore to be there, I can just click remove, and that will remove it from my list. So let's do the first thing, which is look at the code, because we need to add this to a website. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. We can do a pop-up on the page load, or we can pop up by an event, meaning we can have something happen, and once that thing happens, like clicking a button, then the browser notifications show up. I'm going to show you how to do this on your page load. So we'll choose that first one. And when we choose pop-up on page load, we need to copy this script. So I'm going to copy it. And we need to put it in the header section of our page where we want it added. So let's go into our editor. And I'm going to add it to the home page. And I need to go to the page settings to do that. So I'm going to go to my page icon. I'm going to go into my layout and click the arrow. And then there's my page right there. That's my home page. I'm going to click the gear to go into the page settings. And I'm going to scroll all the way down. And this is where I need to add that code in the page head scripts. So I'm going to put my cursor in there and I'm going to paste that in there. Once I paste that in there, I need to click the little save right here. And then I need to click the big save right here. So I need to click save twice. I need to do little save on the left and big save on the right. Once I've done that, all my changes have been saved. And now I can look at the live site and see if it pops up. So let's go to the live site and let's do a refresh and see if we can see it. So I've refreshed my page and there it is right there. And it has the gray box that I set up. It has the exact text that I set up. And now my user, when they go to my website, can choose to sign up for my notifications. They can choose enable or they can choose no. Let's say that they choose enable. So I'm now enabled for notifications. It was real simple for me to sign up. I just clicked the button. And now I can actually start sending messages out to this person. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a look at my browser notification and I'm going to go to push notifications. When I click push notifications, remember I have the ability to send by all these different methods. So I can send now, send later, delay for a certain time after subscription and then send one. I can schedule one, or I can look at the history of all of them that I've sent. I'm going to send one right now. And I'm going to set the title. So I'm going to say howdy from Shelly. And then the message is going to be, I hope you are enjoying the Tuesday night training. And it tells me that I've got 100 characters max. And for this one, I've used 49 of them. So you have to be really careful about the number of characters you're using. It will cut you off. And then I can add an icon if I want to. And this is what my notification box is looking like right now. So let's go ahead and add a picture of the Builderall Diva, of course. So I'm going to click Builderall Diva and open. And now you can see I've got my Builderall Diva icon there. I've got my message there. And if I want to add a URL, so if they click this notification, do we want to send them somewhere? And I'm going to send them to the Builderall boot camps. So I'm going to type in the address. There we go. So I now have my URL in there. And the next thing I need to do is make sure that everything in there is correct. So I need to make sure of the title, the message, the little image icon that I want to add to it, and then the URL. Everything needs to be checked, double checked, and triple checked, because once you click send, it's going to send to everybody, and you won't be able to yank it back. So everything looks wonderful. So I'm going to click send. And now it's just a matter of time that it's going to show up on my desktop since I'm a subscriber. So while we're waiting for it to show up, I can click subscribers and you can see that I've got a total of 1 subscriber already, which is myself, of course. So we just wait a few minutes and it will pop up. So we're just going to keep going and keep working and it will eventually pop up on my screen so that you can see what it looks like. But this is a fabulous way to get subscribers and send them immediate notifications so you can actually get them ready for a training or get them ready for a webinar or get them ready for something else by sending out these messages. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen real quick. And I'm going to find out what you guys think about this one because it's actually really cool. What do you think? Like it? Don't like it? Chip's got a double thumbs up. Jean-Pierre's got a double thumbs up.
I had put something in the chat.
Oh, okay. Let me check it, Jasmine. It says the one that is on the Builderall site doesn't work on Safari, but on Chrome. I think that when we tested it in certified partners, I think somebody said that it doesn't work very well in Safari. Safari is an Apple program, and I think that Apple doesn't play well with others sometimes, but it does work really well on Chrome for sure. And I think somebody said it works on Firefox as well, but Safari is the one that it's a little bit tricky with. Yeah.
Okay. And on Chrome though, because I opt in, because every time you open up Builderall, sign in, it pops up. But I opt in, but nothing happens after. Am I supposed to see something happen after, or?
No, nothing happens after. I mean, you don't really see anything. You'll just end up getting notifications because you're signed up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really kind of a magical thing. It's like, ooh, you're signed up. Mark, did you have a question?
Yes, can you do an example with the URL pick?
Yeah, as soon as it shows up in my dashboard or on my browser, I'll actually show how that works. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought I recall that there were two snippets of code. One went into the head script. What became of the other? Or am I confused with the previous demo?
Yeah, that's if you use the other one. There's a second option that you can do it on an event, and you do the header script, and then you've got another piece of code that goes like on a button or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky that way. That one's a little bit more complicated, so I'll save that for an advanced training. You can definitely get started with the simple one, which is just to add it to the page. So let's see if we've gotten our thing yet. So I'm going to share screen. And I don't have my notice yet, so we'll see. Let me make sure I had that code right. Yep, just pop up on page load, just that one script. So we haven't gotten it yet, but sometimes it takes a minute or two. So we'll try to be patient as we wait for it to come on in. But let's see, let me go ahead and stop sharing and see if you guys have any other questions. No. This is another one of those hidden gems, you guys, because if you're doing any training or you're going to be doing a webinar, you can actually have them sign up for these notifications and then send out the notifications just so super fast. And it sends out to everybody that signs up. And the good thing is they don't have to be in email. They don't have to be in Facebook. They pop up automatically. So it's super duper simple to do. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and jump into the other thing I wanted to show you. And I haven't even shown this to the certified partners yet. So my certified partners that are here, be ready to fall out. If you don't know about this already, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And this is part of the chatbot area. So if I go down the menu and go to the Facebook chatbot, it opens up the chatbot area. So we've got this really cool area and it says continue with Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue with Facebook. And what it's going to do is it's going to connect to Facebook for me and actually use my Facebook information to connect with Facebook so I can do some pretty cool stuff. So the first thing I need to do is connect to my pages. So I'm just going to click pages. And I'm going to make sure that I'm connected to the page I want to be connected to. So right here, I'm connected to a Facebook page called Builderall Skittling. It's just kind of one of my pages that I have. Nothing special about it, nothing complicated about it. It's just a plain old ordinary page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to view posts. So here's all the posts that I have on the Builderall Skittling page. And there's quite a few posts here. So I'm going to choose a post. Let's choose this 22K post. Okay, so remember that picture, mark that picture in your brain. Okay, everybody be thinking she chose the blue image with the 22K on it. Okay, so let's go to Facebook and see if we can find that blue image with the 22K on it. So I'm going to go to Builderall Skittling. right there. If you guys want to follow along with me, you can. So I'm going to find the skittling page. There it is. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find that post. So that's not it. There's the image, but I'm going to find the actual post. Oh, so there's the post right there. That's that bad boy right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that if anybody responds to that post, meaning they comment on that post, I'm going to send them an automatic message to Messenger. Okay, so this is really taking advantage of Messenger. So let's go back to our Facebook chatbot tool, and there's that post right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this post for auto answer. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and that selects it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that if anybody posts anything, any kind of comment at all on that particular post, it'll automatically pop up Messenger and give them some type of message. So I'm going to put in there, congratulations. Let me spell it right. You clicked, you answered this post and got a special message in Messenger. Yay, you. So that's a really cool thing. And I also have the ability to use tags. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this tag, and I have to get the brackets that are around it too. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to put a comma in space. So when it answers me, it should say, Shelly, congratulations. You've answered this post and got a special message in Messenger. Yay, you. So that's the message I want to go out if they comment at all on that post. And then there's a couple choices I can make. I can add a smiley face if I want to. I'm not going to add a smiley face. It looks good. If I want to delay the answer, so maybe I don't want it to quite go right, I want to delay it a couple seconds, I can actually choose yes and then delay it for a minute, 15 minutes, 3 hours, 12 hours a day. I'm not going to delay it. I'm going to have it go right away. Then, do I want to send this message out on the second level comments? So that means if Chip did a comment and then Jasmine commented on Chip's comment, do I want to send a message out that way? Well, I always answer only on the first level, so I don't check that one. Because if you answer on the second level, if people start answering, it feels like it starts to get really spammy. And then, of course, I only want to answer once, because if they comment a couple times, I don't want to pop up that messenger window again, and then again, and then again. So only answer once. So that sets up the answer. So I'm just going to click save.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, you can.
If you put a URL in your message, will it be a live link?
I'm not sure. I can't remember for sure. So let's try it. So http:// www.builderall bootcamp.com. All right, so there's a live, fully qualified domain name. So we will test that bad boy out. So I'm going to click save. And now it's saved my messages. So I'm ready to go, actually. So let's go ahead and go into Facebook. And I'm the owner of this particular page, so I have to actually go in and view it as a visitor. So I'm going to click view page as visitor. And this is what it looks like when a visitor actually visits. And I'm going to scroll down and find that magical blue one. And now all I'm going to do is just comment. So I'm going to click comment, and I'm going to say howdy, and then click enter. And all I have to do typically is just wait a couple seconds, and that usually pops right up a messenger window just like this. And if you'll notice, it says, Shelly, congratulations. You answered this post and got a special message in Messenger. Yay, you. And then Chip, there's that link right there. So it does have a link. I did the semicolon instead of the colon, so I didn't get the first part of it, but it did get it from www, and that is a clickable link. So that is a fabulous tool, and let me tell you why, and I'm going to tell you some ways to use it. when you are creating a post on your page, now this is for pages, not in groups, not on your profile. It's going to go on a Facebook page. When you create posts for your Facebook page and you're trying to get engagement, you want to ask what's called a binary question, because most people are not going to just comment on something if you just have a general post, like a quote or something like that. Sometimes they might say, oh, that was a great quote, or this is a great quote. It was perfect for today, but you don't get like a lot of engagement. So if you want a lot of engagement, then you need to ask a binary question. And what that means is you ask a question that has one of two answers. So you can say something like, do you like classic Coke or new Coke? You remember that years ago when they had classic Coke and new Coke? So you can ask a question like that. You're only giving them one of two choices, and they can go in and actually choose one. And let me tell you, when you ask a good binary question, they are driven to answer. I know you guys have seen it, right? Where they ask a question and they only give you the possibility of two answers, and you just gotta answer. You can't skip it. So this is a way to create engagement. And then once you create engagement, that messenger pops up and starts a conversation. So you can actually do that, or it gives them a link. Another thing you can do, I got you, Chip, hold on just a second. Another thing you can do is you can talk about something like Builderall, and you can say, Builderall is a great way to make money, meet new people, travel around the world. If you're interested, just type in, I'm in. What happens when they type in, I'm in? It pops up and opens up Messenger, and then you can put your 7-day free trial or whatever you want to inside of that Messenger. So it is a fabulous tool, a hidden gem, and it is something that you definitely want to try to take advantage of and use. Chip, you got a question?
Yeah. Will it compile a list for you of subscribers, of people who commented?
I don't think it does, but you can always go into your settings for the Facebook page, and you can see everybody that's responded. When you're the owner of the page, you can go in and look at all that.
Thank you.
So it doesn't do it on the Builderall side, but it does do it on the Facebook side. Jean-Pierre, did you have a question? No? Okay. So does anybody else have any questions about that one? Because that is a fabulous one as well. And I didn't see my pop-up. Did anybody see my pop-up? Let me see if we got our pop-up. I don't see it in my desktop notifications. So it might be that, oh, there's my other pop-up, my social proof pop-up. That's a good one. Let me make sure it didn't pop up in another window. Sometimes it does that. No, I don't see it. So I'm not sure why it didn't pop up today, but I swear to you guys, it actually works. And not only does it work, it actually works fabulously when you're on Chrome. It might be, I think last time it took a little while for it to pop up. Didn't it take a little bit to pop up for me, Chip, when we did it in Certified Partners? It didn't pop up right away, so I had to kind of wait on it a little bit. But you guys test it out and see if that desktop notification, browser notification pops up for you, because it is an absolutely fabulous tool to use. And I know that I was using it for a while with my team, and then I kind of backed off of it a little bit because I got busy doing other things with Builderall. And then when I came back to it, I was like, why have I not been using this? It's a fabulous tool to use. All three of these, the social proof, the browser notifications, and the Facebook auto answer tool, they're all three fabulous to use. All right, let's see. Mark says, I think it's the same from other software providers. The browser notifications, definitely. The social proof tool, definitely. The Facebook answer tool, that's one that I'm not sure that I've ever seen one exactly like it. And Builderall's is actually really good. So it's awesome. Yeah, and Mark, when you jumped in to ask your question, it was a little bit hard to hear you. Not sure what's going on with the mic, but it was a little bit hard to hear you. So any other questions about these cool little tools? No? Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to show you guys tonight. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time, but you guys try those tools out, test them out. There's actually training on the dashboard. So if you're not sure how to use them and you don't want to go back through an hour's worth of training, just type in the name of the tool on the dashboard and it will pop up with some videos that you can watch that are a little bit shorter and easy to follow. And you can learn how to set those up and use them wisely for your business because they're fabulous. Okay. So don't forget that we have these trainings on Tuesday night, every Tuesday night, same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys are invited to come every single week. I love to see you guys all the time. And I love teaching you new stuff that you can do inside of Builderall. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great one. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.